Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Byju's exam prep. Hope you guys are fine. So, guys, come on, join the session fast so that we can start as early as possible without any delay. First of all, if you don't know about me, you can go through my profile. Next, you can join my Telegram group for further upcoming classes. And, guys, we had post gate sessions on app. You guys can check that out. And, guys, we are proud to say that in UPSC 2023, our students have performed outstandingly well. You guys can go through the results, and guys, as you know that we have gate 2025 foundation course going on. Strength of materials is already being covered. After that, right now environment is going on. Just one correction, guys, that this session will be on 22nd of March, and then we have two more sessions of alkalinity and hardness. Okay, and apart from that, guys, as you know that this year in gate 2024 we have got many ranks under all India 10 in various branches, so you guys can check out our success stories. And on 28th of March at 7:30 p.m. we are going to have a workshop. What is the 7 golden rule for an average student to be a topper in gate 2025? Apart from that, on this coming 14th of April we have a workshop. Flexibility of timing is there. You can give the test anytime between 9 a.m. in the morning to 9 p.m. in the evening. As well as we are having ground zero series going on the app. If you haven't downloaded the app, link is there in the description from where you can download it. And we have launched full syllabus course for 25 and 26 both in English and Hindi language. If you have any doubts related to that, you have this number, you can call on this number as well. Okay, apart from that, guys, now let's start because I'm done with telling you all the things which were important for you to know. Now let's start the session further without any delay. I guess you guys are ready. Quick, quick, quick. Okay. So now, guys, we'll start with the sessions without any delay. We'll be quick in the session. Okay, if you have any doubts, definitely you are free to ask. So today, actually, what will we be studying? I'll tell you that first of all. Today, we'll be studying the quality of water. And in this, we will be studying about the physical parameter of water. And in this physical parameter of water, we will be studying about suspended solids. Okay, which is very, very important from gate point of view, from numerical point of view, even from bar point of view, and a state level engineering point of view. Okay, so we will be starting with suspended solids today. But before talking about suspended solids, we have to talk about few things related to suspended solids. That is, from where does the suspended solids comes in water? What is the impact of it? How can you measure it? And if there is any limit, what is the limit for it? Okay, so we will be discussing all these things in suspended solids. Now, number one, if you talk about the source of suspended solids, so first of all, the sources of suspended solids, it can be either organic in nature. As you can see, first of all, suspended solids, basically water is there and you can see some sort of solids floating in that water. Clear? Now, if I talk it about that, where do you get this suspended solids? If you talk it about, so guys, if I talk about the suspended solids, just I'll show you first the type of solids. Just wait. Okay. So the suspended solids, if you talk it about, it can be organic or it can be inorganic. Okay, the sources can be organic also, it can be inorganic. Now you will say that, ma'am, how can we distinguish between organic compounds and inorganic compounds? So let me tell you, organic compounds are generally those compounds which have predominantly carbon in that. Now see, exceptions I'm not taking into account because you will come up and say that, ma'am, this is organic but it doesn't have carbon in it. So in generalized, if you talk it about distinguish karna organic or inorganic compounds, organic compounds are those which have predominantly carbon in them. Inorganic compounds are those which basically doesn't consist of carbon. Now comes the question that whether it be clay, silt particles, which is inorganic compounds, or whether it be organic compounds which have carbon, both if its presence in water, its presence will impart solids. Okay. Now, agar solids present hai, if solids is present, then what is the issue? Means what is the problem if solids are present? Is it not good for us? So let me tell you guys. Let us suppose you come to my home and I'll give you a water in which some sort of solids is floating. Will you drink that water? Of course not. Why? Because you have a psychological impact in your mind. Psychological impact in a sense, आपको like I'll tell you both in English and Hindi, same thing. Don't worry, those who are totally don't understand any of the Hindi words. जो चीज दिखने में अच्छी नहीं होती है, you have it in your mind कि वो अच्छी नहीं है, which is not always true. But अगर if I'm giving you a water which has a lot of suspended solids in it, definitely you won't drink that water because it has a psychological impact that it is aesthetically displeasing. दिखने में अच्छा नहीं है. Clear? So I think if I'm giving you a glass of water which consists of suspended solids, you have it in your mind. Okay, it goes that no, it's not looking good, we won't drink that water. So because it is a psychological impact, so the impact, if you talk it about, this is the first, is the psychological impact, that is it is aesthetically displeasing. Okay, now talking about the next impact. Next impact, if I talk it about, suspended solids are there. Okay, suspended solids are there. Water, how you carry the water? With the help of pipes. If in this pipes the suspended solids gets deposited, these suspended solids are getting deposited. Now initially this much area was available for the water to flow. Now since the suspended solids are getting deposited in the pipeline, what is happening? You have this much area to flow. So you don't say, remember this is an interview question also, you never say that discharge in the pipeline is reduced. Nah, never. You don't say that. You say that if deposition of solids takes place, discharge carrying capacity of the pipeline will reduce. So it's the discharge carrying capacity of the pipe will reduce. Why? Why? Because eventually over the time the suspended solids are getting deposited, and that is the reason the discharge carrying capacity of the pipe will reduce. Now, if I talk about the next impact of it, next impact is generally in Indian subcontinent you use chlorine for disinfection. Now you can say, ma'am, why don't we use ozone and all? So that we'll deal when I'll be teaching you disinfection. It's costly also, and there are a lot of more things we have to take into picture while we choose a disinfectant. So when you add chlorine, because in Indian subcontinent we add chlorine for disinfection, so what happens if you haven't treated the suspended solids and in water suspended solids is present, then what will happen? Now check it out. See, these suspended solids are present, so what will happen? They will be, chlorine will be absorbed. Chlorine will be absorbed. So let us suppose you added 10 units of chlorine for disinfection. 3 units got absorbed. So how much unit is available for disinfection? 7 units. That means your disinfection will not be completed. Why? Because you require 10 units of chlorine dosage, but 3 units got stuck with the suspended solids. So the available chlorine for disinfection is 7 units. That means what? That means what? Disinfection is not completed. So you need to add more amount of chlorine. Okay, so that is also one of the impact you will get if suspended solids are present in water. So now you said that, ma'am, source we know that it can come from sand, silt, it can come from organic solids. Okay, it can come from anywhere. Okay, impact also we know. But how to know that how much suspended solids is present in water? That is the question. Can you say that itna present hai, itna present hai? Will you tell in terms of any teaspoon or tablespoon? No, you have to talk in terms of particular unit. You have to express in terms of particular value, right? So that is the reason we will go for the measurement of suspended solids, and this is very very important because questions from this topic has been asked. Okay, so the measurement, see, for doing everything there is a technique. So measurement of suspended solids is done with gravimetric technique. Gravimetric technique means हम लोग उसका weight measure करेंगे. We will gravimetric method, that means we will measure the weight. We will report in terms of weight. Clear? So that's why it is gravimetric method. Now if I talk about what will happen here, let's check it out. Technically, if you talk in a wider range, there are total solids. Okay, if I talk it in a wider range, let me tell you first. If I talk it in a wider range, first you have total solids. So like, let me add a slide and I'll first explain you that. Okay, fine. Now let me tell you. First we have total solids. Now this total solids consist of both suspended solids and dissolved solids. Now you know by the name suspended solids which is in suspension in water, dissolved solids which are soluble and has been dissolved in water. These are those solids. Correct? Now, if you talk about right now, technically we have to talk about the measurement of total solids and suspended solids, but here only I'll tell you about measurement of dissolved solids also. Now remember guys, the procedure which I'm going to tell you, they will not tell you in the question that doing this procedure you will get suspended solids, doing this procedure you will get dissolved solids or total solids. Remember, very, very important. You will check out the procedure and you have to mention, you have to rectify it, you have to know whether it is total solids or suspended solids. They will ask you, they will not tell you that by this procedure you will get so and so. They will write the procedure, and on doing this procedure whatever is the value they are getting they'll tell you, but they will not tell you about which type of solid it is. Okay, they will ask you. So that is the reason here the procedure to calculate the weight, to know the weight is important. Otherwise you won't be able to solve it. Clear? So that's why here the whole method of gravimetric is important, and then only you will be able to understand. Then only you will be able to understand when you are getting suspended solids, when you are getting dissolved solids, when you are getting total solids. We will even go in much detailed version also of it, organic, inorganic. Just wait in this particular session and we'll solve questions also. It's not that I'll just teach you the theory and I'll go. Okay. Okay. Now, first of all, let us target to total solids. Let us target to total solids. Now, you have a beaker, you have a crucible also, you can say, that is, let's like China dish. Okay. So generally sometimes in it also moisture is there. So kabhi kabhi they'll give you, just for confusing you, they'll give you a weight of the crucible with moisture and then the weight of the crucible separately. So you need to just subtract the moisture content because we don't want any water to be present inside that crucible. So we want the overnight. Good evening, sir. Okay. So we want the overnight. So let us suppose its weight is W. See, I am just telling you first the denotions which are there in the book, but practically I'll advise you. Okay, and I'll teach you also in that manner only, that don't go through the denotions. It is very confusing. You will just hate it if you will go through the denotions. So it's better that go through the logic rather than going through the denotions. But some people are more fond of denotions also. So I'll tell you both the ways. In whichever way you are comfortable, you can go through it. Okay, now let us suppose we have taken 1 liter of raw water sample. Raw water is that sample which is to be treated further, and right now we are going to measure how much suspended solids is there, how much dissolved solids is there. But before measuring individually how much suspended solids is there and how much dissolved solids is there, we will measure the total solids. Okay, so now what you will do is, in this crucible you will put the 1 liter of water. This raw water will have both suspended solids, in short I am taking it as SS, and dissolved solids. Now we'll put it in an oven at 104 degrees Celsius for approximately 24 hours. Now what will happen? The water in this so-called 104 degrees Celsius temperature will vaporize. The leftover particle will be total solids. Okay, and total solids will have both suspended and dissolved solids. So it is the crucible weight and the solids weight. Okay, so from this crucible and dried solids weight, when you will subtract the weight of the crucible, you will get the weight of the total solids. And I'm telling you again, here total solids will include both suspended solids and dissolved solids. And if you want the concentration, right now concentration is what? Weight upon volume. Right now you are taking 1 liter of the sample, so divide by 1 liter. Okay, so this is the concentration of total solids. Clear? Now, you said that, ma'am, fine. Total solids will consist of both suspended solids and dissolved solids. Now, if I want to measure individually that how much suspended solids is there, how much dissolved solids is there, how can I measure? So, let's check it out that also. Now, if you want to measure suspended solids and dissolved solids separately, first, the total solids which is there, okay, you will pass it through a glass fiber filter. glass fiber filter, basically you call it as filter paper, but thoda if you go in detail you will say that as glass fiber filter. Now what happens is, in this filter what will happen, first you can take the weight of it. In some questions they will give you the weight of glass fiber filters, in some cases they don't give you. Okay, now what you will take it, you will pass this oven dried glass fiber filter. In this you will add water. Okay, the water in which you want to find the suspended solids. So kya hoga, when you will add the water, what will happen, the suspended solids they bhi hai, how much suspended solids are there, they will be retained and the dissolved solids will pass. Okay, so the filter paper along with the solids you will oven dry again for 104 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. So whatsoever vapor, whatsoever water was present, अब आप बोलोगे ma'am why the water will be present, it has passed through the glass fiber filter na. So let me tell you one thing, everybody would have made the tea, or if you haven't made, you might have seen it. So when you take the sieve and when you pour the tea leaves get accumulated in that sieve, right? Now that is suspended solids. Clear? Now when you press that sieve in which tea leaves are there with the help of spoon, you still see tea is coming out. Exactly that is happening. Here glass fiber filter is there. You have poured 1 liter of the sample, but still here in the suspended solids, water is still present, and you don't need to calculate the concentration of weight of water. You need only the amount of suspended solids. So that is why you have taken it, oven dried it for that reason, so that if any moisture content is present, it should vaporize and I should get only the weight of suspended solids. So when you oven dry it, you will get only suspended solids and the glass fiber filter weight. Okay, so when you will subtract the weight of the glass fiber filter, you will get only suspended solids. It is not mandatory that in every question they will give you glass fiber filter weight also. Okay, it is in micrometers, beta. It is in micrometers. Glass fiber filters, fibers, you know, it is in microns. Clear? So here you will get the concentration of suspended solids. And let me tell you, it is not mandatory that in every question they will give you the glass weight of the glass fiber filter. Sometimes they neglect it, thinking it is very negligible. So don't panic that ma'am you taught it, but it is not mentioned in the question. It's not mentioned. It may be they are not considering into impact. Okay. Now one thing I'll tell you, the amount of solids, dissolved solids, which have been passed through this glass fiber filters, because they were dissolved solids, so they haven't been retained on this filter paper. This, when you oven dry, basically for 104 degrees Celsius for 24 hours, you will get dissolved solids. So here only you can measure dissolved solids also. So when you're passing that 1 liter water sample through the glass fiber filter, you will keep a crucible or a beaker. So whatever suspended solids are there, they will retain on the glass fiber filter, and whatever dissolved solids will be there will be passed through the filter paper. So the one which have passed along with water in that beaker or crucible, you heat it for 104 degrees Celsius for 24 hours, you will get the weight of the dissolved solids. Clear? So in this manner, you can get suspended solids, you can get dissolved solids, you can get total solids. Now let me make it very much clear to you the very first thing into account, that this procedure they will tell you, but by doing what? Like when you pass it through the filter paper, then you heat it, you get suspended solids. They will not tell you this. While passing through the filter paper, so and so value you got it. You have to apply your brain that, oh, this is suspended solids, oh, this is dissolved solids. Okay, that is the reason I'm stretching more on the procedure, because you have to identify it. Now, moving much into detail. Now, going into more detail. What do you see? That basically you can classify them into different ways. Like the people who are there in the class, I can classify you based on your gender, I can classify you based on your age, based on the semester which you are studying, based on your 12 percentage, based on your height, based on your weight. There are so many ways by which I can classify you, but you people will remain the same. Only by the means by which I'm classifying you will change, but that doesn't mean the number of students in the class will change. Correct? Similarly, right now when I was focusing, I said total solids will be the summation of suspended solids and dissolved solids. Now there is another way of classifying, that is organic solids and inorganic solids. Already I told you organic solids are the one in which predominantly carbon is there. Inorganic solids generally don't have carbon in it. I'm not taking into account the exceptions. Now You can ask me one thing, ma'am, then total solids can be organic solids, correct? True. Total solids can be inorganic solids, correct? Okay. Now, I want to measure, like I measured na, in total solids, how much is suspended solids, how much is dissolved solids. Similarly, I want to measure in total solids, how much is organic solids and how much is inorganic solids. I want to measure it. How can I measure? So let's talk about it. Now, just a minute. Organic solid has the property that if you heat it at a very high temperature, now you will say, ma'am, high means how much? 600 degrees Celsius to 650 degrees Celsius. So if you heat it at a very high temperature, it's like sublimation you might have studied in your chemistry 9 class and all, like camphor. It just directly that solid converts into vapor state. Similarly, organic solids, if you talk it about, if you provide a very high temperature, around 600 degrees Celsius to 650 degrees Celsius, what will happen is it will vaporize directly without being converted to liquid state. So now what you will do? Now listen to me. The total solids which you calculated, just check it out. Yeah, this is the total solids which you calculated, right? This total solids you will take it. Okay, this total solids you will take it and you will put it in a special type of furnace. Now you will say, ma'am, why the furnace has to be special type? Because not all furnace can bear the temperature of 600 to 650 degrees Celsius. You should know the name of the furnace. The name of the furnace is muffle furnace. It looks like this. So what you will be going to do is you will put the total solids whose weight you have calculated in this muffle furnace. Ma'am, for how many hours? 600 to 650 degrees Celsius. Okay, you will take the total solids, you will put it in the muffle furnace for 600 to 650 degrees Celsius, 1 to 3 hours. Okay, 1 to 3 hours. What will happen? Whatsoever organic solids is there, they will vaporize. So bachega kya? What will be remaining? The inorganic solids. Inorganic solids. It will remain. So the one which will remain, of course, you can calculate the weight of it because it is remaining. You will measure the weight of it. Total solids already you calculated. Okay, initially. Inorganic solids, you will measure the weight of it. So organic solids will be how much? Total solids minus inorganic solid. Clear? Now, important. What you should know the synonyms. Synonyms in Hindi you call it as paryavachi. Organic solids was the one which got vaporized. So another name of organic solid is volatile solids. So in the question, if they ask you organic solids or whether they say it is as a volatile solid, both means the same thing. Now, which is the one which haven't got vaporized? Inorganic solids. So inorganic solids, you can call it as non-volatile solids, or you can call it as fixed solids. Why? Because it is not going to vaporize. So either they say inorganic solids, they say non-volatile solids, or whether they say fixed solids, all mean the same thing. Clear? Now, before moving further, let's deal a question. Now, Abhi, we haven't gone into more detail. Right now, total solids, it is the summation of suspended solids and dissolved solids. I taught you how to calculate suspended solids and dissolved solids. Then I told you total solids can also be bifurcated as organic solids and inorganic solids. How to calculate organic solids and inorganic solids I told you. Now, you know what? You can ask me that, ma'am, even suspended solids can be also organic and inorganic. Of course, even dissolved solids can also be inorganic and organic. Yes. So now if next year gate they'll ask you how much suspended organic is there, how much suspended inorganic is there, and so on, how to calculate that we will also see. But before that, how much we have studied, let's solve a question related to it. Okay, fine. This is the first question. A 50 ml sample of industrial water, a 50 ml sample of industrial water is taken into a crucible. Okay. So right now generally we take 1 liters, but here they have taken the volume as 50 ml. Empty weight of the crucible. So weight of crucible is given to you as 54.352 grams. Now see, they are telling you the procedure. Now you have to identify. The crucible with the sample, means pani bhi hai, that crucible is there and water is also there, is dried in a hot air. So water is there, is dried in an oven 104 degrees Celsius till the weight is attained to be how much? 55.129 gram. That means here what is there? Crucible weight is there plus total solids is there. Moisture is gone. So crucible plus total solids weight they have given you as 55.129 gram. Now, after this going further, what is there? Thereafter, the crucible with the dried sample, ye wala, is put at 600 degrees Celsius for 1 hour in a muffle furnace. आपको पता है, then when total solids will go, what will happen? Volatile solids will vaporize and the remaining one which you will get will be inorganic solids. So 54.783 gram. What is this? This is crucible weight plus inorganic solids. This is how much? 54.783 grams. So now it is asking you the total volatile solids weight. Now what you guys will do to waste your time? You will calculate total solids by subtracting the weight of the crucible. You will calculate just the weight of inorganic solids by subtracting the weight of the crucible. Why to waste time? In both of them, crucible is coming when you know that organic solids is total solids minus inorganic solid. So total solids plus crucible is 55.129. Crucible plus inorganic solids is 54.783 grams. So chill now, they will get cancelled out. Crucible weight will get cancelled out. You will get only the weight of organic solids. So how much it is going to come? 55.129 minus 54.783. So this will come out to be 0.346 grams. But in the question, it is not asking me the weight. It is asking me the concentration. So 0.346 grams converted into milligram, 10 raised to power 3. And this is present in how much volume? 50 ml. ml converted into liters. Divide by 1000. You will get the answer. How much it will come? 6920 mg. Clear? Now, coming up further to the next question. अब इसको ध्यान से देखते हैं. A 100 ml water sample was filtered through a oven dry filter paper. Now here weight of the filter paper is also given to you. Good question. That is 2.4 gram. And the filtrate collected in a crucible, filtrate जो बचा हुआ पानी collected is 23.504 grams. Now this is some things are given for confusing, not every data is to be used. After oven drying at 104 degrees Celsius for 24 hours, resulting weight of the filter paper. So initially the filter paper weight was 2.4 grams. Now in that filter paper suspended solids was also there. So when you oven dry it for 104 degrees Celsius for 24 hours, so just the weight of filter paper was 2.4 grams. And after you oven dried it, the weight of the filter paper came out to be how much? 2.465 grams. In this, filter paper is also there and suspended solids is also there. Filter paper plus suspended solids. Now see, this I am telling you based on the procedure. Nowhere in the question it has mentioned that it is suspended solids. Now you're getting what I'm saying. That's why I'm emphasizing on the procedure, because they are not going to tell you. So initially the only weight of the filter paper is given, and after that when you oven dry it is the filter paper and the suspended solids weight is given to you. Now they're asking you, no weight loss is taking place of filter paper. So what will be the total solids? Now see, this data you don't require. This is given to you just for confusing, because we don't need the weight of the crucible in the case of suspended solids. That is given just for confusing you. You need only total suspended solids. So 2.465 grams was the weight of filter paper plus suspended solids. So you will subtract the weight of filter paper, that is minus 2.4 grams. And when you convert grams into milligrams, 10 raised to power 3. And this is present in how much sample? 100 ml. So convert ml into liters. You'll get the answer. How much you will get? You will get it as 650 mg per liter. So this will be the concentration. So see, they haven't asked related to filter paper, but definitely they can ask you. So some questions that this data, no use. No use of crucible, because right now we are measuring suspended solids, and when you're measuring suspended solids, you're more bothered about what? Only the filter paper. Clear? Now, coming to the next question. Fine. Take it out. A crucible was dried to an instant mass of 65 grams. 150 ml of sample. So volume of the sample is 150 ml. Okay. Now, initially the weight of the crucible they have given to you as 65 grams. Fine. Now, this crucible, you have placed 150 ml of water in it, and then you have dried it. That means crucible with water. 104 degrees Celsius for 24 hours. So what will happen is water will vaporize. You will get only crucible and the solids. That is which solid? Total solids. Ma'am, how can you know total solids? Because nowhere in the question it is being mentioned that it has passed through the filter paper or the water is retaining. That means, but obvious, this is total solids. So crucible plus total solids is 67 grams. Now, this residue was placed in a muffle furnace till you get 65.5 grams. Okay, so what do you get it? You will be getting crucible. What is remaining? Always remember, inorganic solids or non-volatile solids, anything you can say will remain. How much it is coming? 65.5 grams. Now in the question it is asking you concentration of total solids and volatile solids. So first let us calculate total solids. Total solids will be how much? Crucible plus total solids is 67. Only crucible is 65. So what you will do is 67 minus 65. Convert gram into milligram, 10 raised to power 3 milligram. And volume is 150 ml. Convert ml into liters. Clear? You will get it. How much you are getting? Namaskar Bhavesh, 2000. You are getting 13333.33 mg. This is the total solids. First answer. Now, next answer is to calculate volatile solids. I told you just now we dealt a question. Organic solid or you say volatile solid. Both means the same thing. Either you say organic solids or you say volatile solids. Both means the same thing. So this will be what? Total solids minus non-volatile solids, or say inorganic solids. How much it will come? 67 minus 65.5. This is in grams. Convert grams into milligrams. And it is present in how much volume? 150 ml. Convert ml into liters. That's it. You will get the answer. क्या आप सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट प्लान डिजाइन कर सकते हो? कर सकती हो, अगर डिस्चार्ज और बेसिक डेटाज मिल जाएंगे तो बिल्कुल कर सकते हैं. Okay. How much you are getting? 3333.33 mg per liter. So this will be your answer. Clear? So in very shortcut manner, you can know how much total solids is there and how much organic solids or volatile solids is there. Clear? Now, last one thing which I want to tell you is, if you want to know how much suspended solids is there which is organic in nature and how much suspended solids is there which is inorganic in nature, how can you calculate? I'll personally advise you, don't go through the denotions, basically go through the common sense. How? Suspended solids you already calculated. Let's check it out. Suspended solids you already calculated. This suspended solids, whatever suspended solids you are taking, इसको muffle furnace में ले जाओ. The suspended solids which you have calculated, take it in a muffle furnace for 1 to 3 hours, 600 to 650 degrees Celsius. What will happen? In that suspended solid, how much organic solids will be there? They will vaporize. So what will remain? Inorganic suspended solids will remain. You will measure the weight. Suspended solids weight you have already calculated. Inorganic solids you will measure it. So what you will get? You will get organic suspended solids will be suspended solids, which you have already calculated, minus inorganic suspended solids. So in this manner you can calculate. Now ma'am हमें पता कैसे चलेगा? How we will know that whether they're asking you organic suspended solids or only organic solids? Procedure. If they say that they have passed through the glass fiber filter, then the whatever solids were retaining in the filter paper, that is taken to the muffle furnace. If they're saying like this, that means they're talking about suspended solids and they're asking you organic suspended solids. But if nothing like filter paper is on all are mentioned, that means it is talking just purely about organic solids, which will consist of both suspended as well as dissolved ones. Okay. Now coming further. Similarly, if I want to measure organic dissolved solids and all, how can I measure? There are two ways. See, already I'll just add one slide so that it will be better for you to understand. Okay. Okay. Fine. Now, listen to me. See, already you have measured what? Already आपने measure कर रखा है क्या? Already you have measured what? Organic suspended solids. You already know total solids. Total solids was what? Some organic, some inorganic. Right now, I told you the procedure to calculate organic solids. Organic solids suspended bhi ho sakta, it can be dissolved also. It can be anything. So, organic solids you have already calculated. Okay. Organic suspended solids right now I told you. So, when you subtract organic solids minus organic suspended solids, you will get organic dissolved solids. Again, see, if this is the first time you are starting, it may become slightly confusing because you need to study it by your own self also. Okay, it's not that I'll just make you drink it and you'll remember it. Okay, so organic solids, right now I told you how to calculate it. Organic suspended solids we calculate, you subtract it, you will get organic dissolved solids. Similarly, inorganic solids we have already measured by muffle furnace. Inorganic suspended solids also we measured the weight. Inorganic dissolved solids. First suspended ही ले लेती हूँ. So from here you will get inorganic dissolved solids. This is also clear. So now in the question, if they ask you organic suspended solids, organic dissolved solids, inorganic suspended solids, inorganic dissolved solids, anything, you should be able to answer it. Clear? Now, you can ask me one thing that ma'am, is it possible that I will take only the dissolved solids? I will take only the dissolved solids. जो dissolved solids है उसी को vaporize कर दूँ तो कर सकते हो. Definitely कर सकते हो. Whatever dissolved solids which you got, you take it in a muffle furnace. Okay, you will get volatile dissolved solids भी मिल जाएगा, non-volatile solids भी मिल जाएगा. You pass it through the muffle furnace. Okay, so what will happen? Organic dissolved solids will vaporize. You will get only inorganic dissolved solids. So आप dissolved solids में से, from dissolved solids, when you will minus inorganic dissolved solids, you will get organic dissolved solids. So either you can go in this manner or you can go by this manner. Which manner you will be going, that will depend upon the data which will be given. So you are not the one who will be deciding it. It will depend on the data which will be given. Clear? So you can proceed in any manner which you want. You can calculate in any manner. Clear? So generally till now, abhi tak gate mein they haven't asked in detail how much organic suspended solids is present, how much organic dissolved solids is present, how much inorganic suspended solids is present, or inorganic dissolved solids is present. They haven't asked from it, but in future they can ask. Right now, abhi tak sirf total solids, total volatile solids, total non-volatile solids, they have asked questions from it. But in future they can ask. Yeah. So this was the gravimetric method, which was dealing with measurement of suspended solids, dissolved solids, total solids, as well as the measurement of organic solids and inorganic solids. Okay. Now we won't be having classes for 2 days. Rather, we will have the class directly. We will have the class directly on. We will have the class directly on. Today is 19th. We will have the class on 22nd of March. I'm not able to write on this. Okay. 22nd of March. Okay. The timing is again 8:30 p.m. only. 8:30 p.m. only. So be prepared for it. Okay. Due to some classes going, I won't be able to take it 2 days. Just other classes are there. So just 2 days spare it. Till then, your homework will be practice all the questions, revise suspended solids, dissolved solids, and practice all the questions of it. And this is very, very important chapter, guys. Alkalinity titration. I'll tell you phenolphthalein, methyl orange, when you know which type of alkalinity you get, everything in very, very detail I'll be explaining you. Okay, so this will be approximately a 1 hour session and we will deal numerical also. So be prepared, come with a fresh mind on 22nd of March because we'll be dealing questions as well as the whole conceptual things. Like today also we dealt with the questions and the conceptual things. We will be dealing it on 22nd March also. Alkalinity and hardness also I'll cover, which is the major topic for your examinations, whether be it GATE, ESE or any other examination. Okay. Apart from that, guys, if you haven't joined my Telegram group, you can join it so that you never miss any of my classes. If you're a person who keeps on forgetting the classes, so I'm sharing my Telegram group with you so that you don't miss any of the classes. And guys, we have launched full syllabus course for both English and Hindi language. You guys can go through it, and talk to counselor option is there in case if you don't know which course to join. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. Take care of yourself. Bye bye and study hard. Thank you, everyone. And if any doubt, reach out to me. Thank you.